What's up, guys? It's Peter here, aka PeterFreakout10, baby, and it's time for another update. Hell yeah, boys and girls. How y'all doing today, boys and girls? I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. And first off, before we actually get into the update right here, because it's not really a big update, it's just some games I've been playing, and basically some of them I've been playing a lot of and want to talk about, just show off in the update, because it's a new year. There's some big games I've been dying to play, but I'm also going to talk about the films I've seen recently and before I review them. And I'm also going to be talking about the reviews that I have planned coming, because I have a lot that I want to get to. And some people might be wondering, why in a community post did I say I was working on the review for Fear and Fear Files this weekend and pretty much didn't get to them. I have the notes already. I'm just going to start filming them later. It's just this weekend I had a lot going on and very personal stuff. I don't want to get into it, and pretty much just didn't want to take it on here and just show it, because I don't like to do videos when I'm gloomy or slow, and I didn't want to show like I wasn't interested in doing videos, because I love doing these videos and I always want to show that I love doing them. They're something of a hobby of mine. They become something I love doing, and I just had a little bit of my anxiety go up. I'm not saying why, and I didn't want to take it on here and show you and basically show what was going on and basically be like, oh, this is basically what's happening. I really wanted to deal with this on the side, and I didn't want to come off as gloomy or frustrated or definitely down on my luck, because you guys deserve good videos. You guys deserve to see me in a good state, and you guys are practically the reason I keep going. And my personal life aside, I'm happy that even though I have 251 subscribers, I'm happy that people like this channel, and I'm happy about the fact that you guys enjoy the content, and I'm definitely learning to grow with this channel, and you guys deserve to see me at my highest. You guys deserve to see me when I'm putting the most content into my videos, and just seeing me with that anxiety high, or just let it be known that I'm having problems, is not something you guys need to hear. You guys deserve the good side of me, and I'm gonna give that to you guys. But I'm feeling much better now, and I thank you guys for being patient, and I am getting back on track with the reviews, working on these games right now. I'm putting them all into one video so that I can get them all reviewed, because they're basically the same game, Fear and Fear Files, so that's going to be on the lookout soon. And pretty much got to work on getting Wanted reviewed. As I said, that's what's coming next. And I'm also working on the Friday 13th films. I've watched these, and I've watched the last few, Part 6, Part 7, Part 8, Part 9, and Jason X, which pretty much I want to talk about the remake in a little bit. But all that aside, the films that I have seen besides the reviews coming, which I have a lot of other ones too, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before and you guys know what they are. But in terms of reviews, some movies I've seen recently, I've saw Taken, which I had a really great time with. I thought that was a great film. Definitely had some great action to it. For a PG-13 movie, it definitely had some guts to it. It was definitely, for an action film, it was definitely shot well. The budget was definitely on the screen. It was fun to watch. And it was definitely a great time, and shows Liam Neeson at his highest. And the other cast do well too. So Taken, I thought was great. I'm definitely going to get a review for that later. Another film that I saw, and this was the big one that I was talking with you guys about, the Friday 13th remake. This is one that I was very worried about seeing, even though I have the poster of it that I got, because I thought the poster looked badass, and considering there were people like GTA, VCS, PSP who did a video saying the Friday remake's gonna suck, even though I disagree with him. And I didn't think it was gonna suck because it looked cool, but just everybody who was going up in arms about that film and its trailer, ready to say it sucks, I wanted to judge it on my own. So I went and I did it. I actually got my dad to see it with me, and I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. And I'm going to say this. I don't like it as much as the sequels, but it has become my second favorite Friday. I like it more than the original. I thought it was a fantastic movie. I don't get what these people are talking about. I don't get the bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I adore it. I'm sorry. It's one of the better remakes I've seen. It is right up there with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is especially better than the My Bloody Valentine remake. I like the My Bloody Valentine remake. I have a review for it. But I just feel this did stuff a lot better. I thought it was a better made film. I think Marcus Nispel did a great job directing it. But I'll save all of that for the review because I really want to... Because if I talk about it now, I probably will say everything that needs to be said. But yeah, those are the films I've seen recently, and those are some reviews that I have coming. I also have some reviews of games coming that I've played in the past. But all that aside, getting into now the games that I've played recently. Basically, starting off with DLCs for games that I've played recently, I picked up the Fallout 3, the Operation Anchorage DLC, which adds some levels, a new mission, I should say, to Fallout 3, which is basically where you go into this simulation of you fighting China, and you do a mission there where you have to take them down because there's basically these people who want to get in there and get the weapons that were in that time. And it was a very cool DLC. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely easy to get into. There's some cool new weapons. I mean, easy to get into. It's Fallout 3. What do you expect? Because I know some people have been playing it. I'm still playing it with my copy and everything. I'm still playing it. I'm still having a blast with it. I'm almost done with the game. I cannot wait for the Pit DLC, and I cannot wait for the Broken Steel, which is going to continue the story from where you left off. So I want to beat the Pit DLC first and then beat the game. Because I've explored almost everything in that game. I found all the bobbleheads. I have done so much in that game. And it is so much fun. But this DLC was great. Definitely a lot of fun to get into. I like the gas gun, which shoots like these weird particle beams. I don't like the fact, because there are some problems with it. For one thing, it is a little bit short. It'll just take like a few missions. It's all basically like one mission. That's one thing I gotta say. The whole mission is a side mission, and basically it's not like a huge game, so you won't be spending so much time on it. And basically, like, all you're going to be collecting are these suitcases. So don't go in expecting a huge game. But with that said, I thought it was a great DLC and definitely a lot of fun. And it makes me excited to see where they go next. And it definitely makes me excited to talk about more about Fallout 3 and why I like it so much. Because the DLCs, this is a huge step up from Oblivion's DLC. I mean, I know a lot of people complained about the horse armor thing, which, yeah, was bullshit, but it was great. I definitely liked it a lot. So, yeah, really enjoy that. I'll get more into it in the review. And another DLC that I got recently was Grand Theft Auto 4, The Lost and the Damned, which is a fantastic idea, and I like what they did with it. I really thought it was a great idea to show a different side of GTA 4 with a different character. This time you're playing as Johnny Klebitz, the biker dude who you worked with for a couple missions, and you show the side there. That I have not beaten because I know there's some stuff you have to get in that game, like you have to get some collectibles, and I really want to do everything in that game because I really like the idea of it. I like the story there. This is going to get its own review because it's a completely different game from GTA 4, And even though it's an expansion, it kind of adds to it a little bit. Like now you get motorcycles, you get motorcycle races, you get so much other stuff like gang wars and bike races, and just a lot of fun to be had in this from what I've played of it so far. So yeah, those are the two DLCs I've been playing. I really want to get more into the Lost in the Dam with the review of it. But now, all that aside, now it's time to talk about the main games I've been playing. And the first one I got, this is one that I heard about from some people. I know this is based on an anime. I have never seen the anime, so I can't tell what's similar, but it looked like a fun-ass game, and the hack-and-slash elements looked cool. But it definitely, I started a few days ago, and I've been really, really, really enjoying this game. I know it has like a 7 on GameSpot, which I don't get, especially with another game on this list that I'm going to talk about. And I know one particular opinion on that is going to piss some people off, but Afro Samurai. I even like this cover that comes with it. It's like a little PC thing. Like you open it up, it has all this stuff in there. You're this character called Afro Samurai who basically is on this quest to basically avenge the death of his father. And it's a hack and slash, but so far from what I've played of it, it's a really, really, really fun game. I like the idea of it. I will say, the start of it, the story does seem to be all over the place. That's something I did notice. I haven't seen the anime, so maybe this is something that people who have seen the anime will understand the story a little bit more. But this just seems like a game that's on fast forward mode a lot. It doesn't seem like it's quick to settle down and say, hey, this is what's going on, this, and that. I didn't feel that at all. It just seemed like it moved by a little bit too fast. But other than that, this is a really, really fun game. I like, even with the story, I like the beats of it. I like the character of Afro, and I've only played 2 levels of it so far, but the combat's well done. I will say, though, another thing I did notice this was just the lack of heads-up display, which is something that I do not like in games. The only one that I think did it right was Dead Space, because that made it easy to understand. Because on the back you had your suit, and it basically like had on the thing like the ammo and everything. That felt like it was easy to understand. Here it just seems like it doesn't tell enough. Like the instructions don't seem to tell a lot. I don't know. It's just, the game, it doesn't feel like the game tells you enough, like how to level up, or it isn't clear on it. It isn't as clear as I think it can be. It isn't as clear as, say, Devil May Cry or God of War, which this is trying to imitate. But overall, I still think it's a really fun game from what I've played of it so far. And a fantastic art design, too. This is a beautiful, beautiful game, I gotta say. It's definitely really eye-catching, definitely one to get into if you like these sort of games. But yeah, I like this game. I definitely do. It has its flaws from the get-go, but overall, I could still get some fun out of it. But yeah, I'll do a review of this once I've beaten it. That's Afro Samurai. This one I've been playing a lot, and I gotta talk to people about this game, because I got a lot to say about it. Fear 2. Of course, since I got my review, the first one coming, I've got Fear 2. I've been playing Fear 2 a lot, but really, GameSpot, a 7, a fucking 7 for this game. Because I've read people who absolutely think this game is a disappointment. I have read people who do not like this game, and I don't get their logic. This is one of those games that I'm just baffled by the hate that it gets. I'm sorry. This game is awesome. Do I like it better than the first? I don't know. But a part of me does. I think this game is... I think why I like it, and this is the reason that I think people hate it, because a lot of the reasons that I think people seem to give on why they hate it is because from what I played of it, it definitely is more Call of Duty 4 than I think the first Fear was. But I kind of like that because, in a way, I'm very good at Call of Duty 4, and I like how they did that, and it doesn't feel like it takes so much of COD and puts it in this game. It doesn't feel out of place as I think many people would want you to believe it is, and some people have been saying. And I like that. I definitely like that while it was trying to go with COD 4, it still implemented a lot of the first Fear into it. And it's still a fun as fuck game. And basically the story in this one, and I think why people do not like this game is what led up to it, because there was this whole spiel going on about how Monolith was in this legal battle over the rights to Fear. They almost lost the Fear name, and they called it Project Origin. And basically, they were like, we'll do the spin-off. But you guys can do Fear 2. And basically, this originally was called Project Origin. Hell, there's even a Game Informer article where this is just called Project Origin. But what happened was, in the middle of all this, Monolith and Warner Brothers had acquired the rights, or reacquired, I should say, the rights to Fear, and they put it on. And I know there's info floating about on forums about how this was meant to be a different game, and they were like, because from what I gather, the Extraction Point game was supposed to be where the story of Alma ended, but the suits at Monolith were like, no, it has to be Alma, otherwise they won't go and play it, which I will admit is a stupid thing to say. But I don't get the hate of this game. I really don't. I've been having a blast with it. Basically, in this one, it continues the story from Fear because it's right in the middle of it. Basically, you're a different character this time called Michael Beckett, who's this officer that basically is part of the Special Forces unit. They're basically going in to escort Genevieve Arstide to safety because this guy called Colonel Vanek is basically out trying to destroy any evidence of what happened in the first game and basically trying to cover up Armacam and everything. But they're trying to get to her for info. And basically what happens is the explosion from Fear, and Alma basically, from what I gather, she becomes a little bit attached to Beckett in a way that is more than just a hug. Let's put it that way. So yeah. But that's the story of Fear 2, and I really like it. I think one of the reasons I like it more is, as I said, it's more COD 4 than the first, and I think that's why I like it, because COD 4 is a fantastic game. I like the shooting aspects of it. The shooting feels a lot better. I know some people complain that they took out the side cover, like you lean out this way, which I barely used in the first. I don't know what there is to complain about that. I barely used it, so I don't get why people hate that aspect of it. And I think it's a scarier game from what I've played of it so far. The graphics look much better. The voice acting is superior. I think Alma looks better in this. You even have Elisa Glidewell doing the motion capture. Yes, Carmelita from Sly 2 does the motion capture in this. I like the mech suits in this game. The mech suits are a lot of fun. And the monsters are cool in this, or demons, however you want to call them. And I was also playing a little bit of the multiplayer. The multiplayer is a hell of a lot of fun. I really do like it. really can't wait to play more of it and give a review on it once I finish the first game's review. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this game, and I don't get the hate that it's getting. A 7 out of 10 is bullshit, and I think it deserves more than just that low rating, because there's a lot of good to it. It's a solid shooter, and I'll get into why when I do my review, but yeah, I really like that game. Here's another shooter that I've been playing, and this one, I didn't know what to expect considering the first game I reviewed it and I liked it, but this sequel, to me, had a lot to live up to, and it just really... And it was something I did not know what to expect from it, and considering there was that whole spiel about how there's this controversy about how they were saying basically the trailers were pre-rendered, but they weren't, and basically a lot of people were questioning if it was going to be good or if the graphics were going to look that good, because the original game was marketed as the PlayStation version of Halo. But basically, after a long time now, we got the sequel, Killzone 2. And I started playing this a couple days ago just to test it. Last night I replayed some levels. This is an awesome shooter. This and Resistance 2, I think, are some of the best shooters on the PS3. This, to me, is becoming right up there with games I play a lot of next to Call of Duty 4 and World at War and Halo 3. I love this game. This is a great shooter. Basically, it continues right after the first and the PSP Killzone, which I haven't played. But basically, they're going to Helgat and to basically take down the Helghast. And basically, now they're on there. I've only played the first couple levels, so don't spoil the ending. But it's a really, really fun game of what I've played of it so far. The combat's a lot of fun. It's not Call of Duty 4. Don't go into this expecting Call of Duty 4 or World at War. It's definitely a game where you have to use strategy. If you go in guns blazing like Rambo, like Resistance, you're going to get your ass killed. But, wow, what a great game. From what I've played so far. The graphics look amazing, definitely alive. There are some textures a little bit that are a little bit fuzzy. I also noticed playing this because it was in development since 2005. I think that some people are going to notice that because they probably didn't know how to work with the hardware around there. But for what this game is, it's a lot of fun to get into. I love just how challenging it is. This is a challenging as hell game. Definitely one that you'll die, because I died on the first level. I'm going to be honest here. I died on the first level a lot, and I'm basically like ready to quit. But the more I read into it, the more I looked up what to do, it definitely became easier to me, and I like that a lot more how they did it in this one. I like the fact that you press like the L2 behind cover, and you can hide behind it, point down and shoot. So it has a little bit of a Gears of War sort of feel to it, with only if it was first person. And and it's just a fun as hell game. It's cool to see Brian Cox back too, and the multiplayer is sweet. So yeah, if you own a PS3 and you want to get your own, if you didn't like Resistance 2, because I know there's some people who are let down with it. I don't get those people. Check out Killzone 2. You may like it more, and it'll definitely wash your mouth of the underwhelming original. But yeah, those are the games I've been playing, and basically all those will be getting their reviews soon after I get the Fear review done with and Wanted. So be on the lookout for those. With that said, I will see you guys later. If you guys have played any of these games, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know you guys' thoughts. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you guys have played any of these games, if you enjoy them or not. I love to hear you guys' thoughts, and I will see you guys next time on Wonderful World of YouTube. Bye.